Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with inkandinspirations.com and welcome. So glad you're here. If you're watching on Sunday Crafternoon on my Ink and Inspirations with Lisa Brown on Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube or my blog, thank you so much for joining in. I'm going to be showing you two projects today with the Spooktacular Bash bundle from the Stampin' Up! The holiday catalog. It is awesome. If you love Halloween, this is great to use. If you don't create for Halloween, let me tell you, you still need these dies. Look at these beautiful frames, okay? Just gorgeous. And I'm going to be working with those in the weeks to come with other stamp sets, so you can see how these would be beautiful any time of year. Okay, let's get started. Let me show you in the holiday catalog this suite. Okay, so here is the bundle. It's the stamp set and the ornate frames dies, and you can look for this little medallion here that says 10%. If you get both of those together, it's 10% discount. Or this, where it says up here, it says cling, and it has this one number with $89.50. If you want the bundle at 10% off, as well as the designer paper, the Monster Bash designer paper, which we're going to be using that today as well. It's on the following page. The stylish scroll embossing folder, the ribbon, the enamel shapes in those Halloween images, and then these little coffin treat boxes that I've used on one of my 12 weeks of Halloween. You can get all of that by just entering this one number for $89.50. Okay, I think maybe there was a little confusion about what this was for. This number, that's for one of each of all of these that are listed on the page. And if you choose, you can do the bundle, just buy it separately, 10% off. Or if you don't want the stamp set, you can buy the front ornate frames separately, just by themselves. Okay, let's go. The first little project is an easy little treat. Okay, so Halloween is all about the treats, right? So I have a little bag of Skittles here. The little snacks of M&Ms, or any little bags, or even small little bars of candy would fit in this little pouch. And so we're going to get started by working on the little container itself. So I have a piece of basic black cardstock cut at 4 inches by 6 inches, and I've got my Simply Scored scoring tool, and we are going to score what will be the bottom of the pouch. Now, if you are using designer paper for the actual pouch, you would look at it, decide what's your top, what's your bottom, and then the bottom would go here on this left side for this first score. So I'm going to start off by just going 1/2 inch score. So that's right here, and so I'm going to go all the way down. Then I'm going to flip it and put that 6 inch side at the top, okay? And I am going to score at 1.5 and 4 1/4. Okay, we can put the scoring tool away, and we're going to take our bone folder and give these score marks a good crease. This is a really easy little pouch to do, and you're going to see here in a minute that there's just nothing to the assembly, and these would be so cute to hand out if you have trick-or-treaters or to send for a class, and you don't have to use it just for Halloween. Okay, you can do it for any time of the year. Put a little treat in there. Okay, I am cutting off both of these rectangles on the ends, okay, that were formed by these intersecting score lines. So let me give that a snip. Then we're going to just add a little bit by snipping some more. It just makes it a prettier closure. And so I'm going to take my snips and go from this corner here and come down, cut off just a little triangle there, and do the same on this other side. Okay, now on this edge I'm going to take, and I'm just going to do a thin slice, And it's like it's a triangle as well, but a real skinny one. Okay, so bam. Just where it'll angle up just a little bit there. So start on the outside, come about 1/8 of an inch up, or even a 1/16, and just slice that off. Okay? All right, let's move this out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and assemble this. So you'll see this side is going to lap over. You can do either side, but I would recommend using tear and tape to hold it together. Like that, anything you put inside is going to be snug and secure, and your packaging is not going to come apart. I know sometimes Southeast Texas humidity, the snail will kind of pull up after a while, and it's because it's so humid. Okay, I don't know if it's like that where you live, but anyway, I'm going to try to pull this up now with an old paper piercer and flip that over there. Now, I'm looking at my edge here, and I see where I might need to trim it a little more, so I'm going to slice off a little bit more and do it on this side as well. Okay, and you can see where I sliced up. That's going to help when I fold this up not to interfere with that score line. So I'm going to go ahead and use tear and tape there again. In Missouri, which was where I am right now, as I record this video, it's been really humid the last few days. Lots of fog, and my hair is just like, doesn't know what to do. I need a haircut to top it off, but I'm telling you, it's just like everywhere. Okay, so there's enough about my hair. There's my pouch. See how cute that is, and simple. So you could do this with any color cardstock or any designer paper. So now I have another piece that I've already cut and run through the big die cutting machine with this embossing folder, Stylish Scroll. Now it's with the Halloween goodies, but it is also a beautiful scroll in texture, which you can see right there, I hope. And this piece of black is cut, excuse me, at 2.5 by 3 1/4. Ran it through, and I'm going to place that over top. Now, when you're adhering pieces that have been embossed, I like to use liquid glue so it can get down in those little crevices and make a good stick, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to center that there, make sure I've got it. I don't know why I always like the opening over here on the right side. Not that it matters with this piece, but it will when I go to put my other embellishments on. Okay, so there, that dressed up the outside a little bit. So now I have a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, and I have mounted, have a Spooktacular Halloween, and I'm going to use some Memento black ink and stamp the sentiment here, and then we're going to run that through the die cutting machine. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna pull this in, and let me get the die so you can see how that's going to frame that out. Super cute. All right, here we go. Bring this in. Okay, let's, oh, I need my cutting plate. And then I'm just going to lay that right over the top there. And I'm just using my regular cutting pad, my platform down there. And what I do is I hold my hand down tight over top, and that just slid. So that's not going to work, Lisa. I'm going at it from an aside, like I usually do not do. So I'm just going to get a Post-it note and secure it. You could use washi tape too, in that way. Okay. follow through. Okay, move this out of the way. And here we go. Perfectamundo. All right. I'm going to put my die back on my magnet sheet so I don't lose it. I have that. And now the Halloween Monster Bash paper. I have used a ton of it. And it has this print here, which is where I got the image. And so I just chose one and framed it out with this die and ran it through the die cutter and cut it out. So you have all kinds of choices here that you can use. Okay, and they're small, so it fits this small little packaging that we have here. So here I have the little Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. I've got a sponge dauber, and I'm going to take some pumpkin pie ink, and I am going to sponge around the edges. I found that it makes it stand out a little from that black that we're going to put it on. Okay, here we go. So now we're ready to finish this off. I'm going to take some liquid glue again, since I'm working with the embossed piece beneath, the dry embossed piece, and putting some liquid glue there. And I'm going to put this right here in the upper right. Okay, and that's going to hold real well. And then we're going to do the same with the sentiment. Just like that. And I overlapped the bottom corner of the little Frankenstein there. And then we have these cute Monster Bash enamel shapes. And I'm going to take one of these crows and put him in this upper left right there. And he's black and on the black cardstock, but he's shiny, so he really stands out. Okay? All right, there is our first project, and I hope you're going to give that a try. Okay, for our next Spooktacular Bash project, we are making a fun little tag that you can use on different things, and I'll show you how I've used it in just a minute. And I've started off, I've cut one of these ornate frames with this die here out of basic black cardstock, so we'll use that. I have some gray granite cardstock that we're going to stamp on. I have some more of those little images from another sheet of the designer paper, Monster Bash designer paper, and I'm going to be cutting out this little orange potion right there. And we're starting off with a piece of that haunted house print from the Monster Bash paper, cut at 2 by 4. Okay, and so I'm going to take my scalloped tag topper punch to start off, and we're going to just punch a tag top, just sliding that in all the way and punch. There we go. So that's ready. And so what I'm going to do is get a sponge dauber and my Memento black ink. And I thought I had a black sponge. Let me just find one here real quick. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that one is it. Okay. I knew I had one somewhere. Okay. Get this little bowl over here and get my Memento black ink and sponge around the edges. I've really been on a sponging kick lately, but especially for Halloween, and if you want an image or a piece of cardstock or designer paper to kind of pop and stand out, the sponging does the trick, and it is such an easy technique. I mean, look at that. Really changed the look of that little tag, didn't it? All right, so I have another 1/2 inch piece of that designer paper. This is 1/2 inch by 2, and I've already cut and sponged around the edges of that. And I'm just going to make that a little border piece at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my Eat, Drink, and Be Scary on gray granite. This is a scrap I had. Whoops. Okay. And then what I did was I die cut it with this particular ornate frame. Okay. And here I have it ready to go. So I'm going to be using that to mount over top of that really scrolled ornate frame. Love the look of this because when you this die was made to just mount perfectly on top of this ornate one, and I love that it's sized just good enough to get the black border around the edge of it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that's done, and I could have sponged around that too, but I decided to just leave it, or maybe I just forgot. Okay, so now let's fussy cut this. Okay, and I'm going to come around. There are all kinds of little bottles of little creatures and potions on this particular print, and this one's particularly appropriate from what I'm going to use this tag for. And so this one for sure I'm going to take and sponge around the edges. Okay, so we're going to start putting this together. Super simple. I'm going to attach this where the ornate frame goes a little bit over that spiderweb print, like this. And then I'm going to take a Stampin' Dimensional and pop it behind the potion. And I'm going to pop that up right here on the corner. And then I have a piece of linen thread, which linen thread is good for so many things. And it's about 11 inches long, 12 inches are fine. I mean, this is plenty of room. Double it and get a loop there. Put that through the opening at the top of the tag. Take the 2 tail ends and push it through. Okay, and then these leave you room to attach it to whatever treat you're going to use it on. And let me show you what I decided. I got a bottled orange drink here. See the love potion? I say love potion. The little orange potion here goes perfect with the drink. You could use Gatorade or, you know, whatever. You could even use just a bottle of water if you wanted to add a fun tag to it. I used some of the black scalloped edge ribbon that's in this suite as well with all of the Halloween goodies. I tied that around the bottle top at first, and then these 2 tail ends, I just looped it through, made a knot, and then cut off the excess. Okay, so that's a cute way to have a presentation at a party or to give as a gift or a treat to someone. I will hope that you give that a try. There are our 2 projects for the Spooktacular Bash Bundle. I hope you enjoyed that. Lots of uses for these frames besides just Halloween, so check it out. If I can help you with anything, let me know. Visit my website at inkandinspirations.com, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.